Story 1. The Signal That Called My Name.
It started on an ordinary night. Ethan Vale was alone in his room, editing videos, headphones on, the hum of his PC filling the silence. Outside, rain tapped lightly against the window. Then the audio in his headphones cracked. Not loud, not dramatic. Just wrong. A soft interference layered under his music. He frowned. Great. Feedback again. Then a voice slipped through. Hello? Ethan stopped everything. Silence returned instantly, like it had never happened. He rewound the timeline. Played it again. Nothing. Just his audio track. He stared at the waveform. Normal. Okay. I'm tired, he muttered, leaning back. Then his monitor flickered. Once, a new file appeared on his desktop. unknown_signal_01.wave. Ethan didn't download anything. He didn't transfer anything. Still, the file was there. His cursor moved, just slightly. Not enough to notice, unless you were watching it. It clicked the file. Static flooded his headphones. Low, heavy, breathing-like, as if something was trapped behind a wall of noise. Then, a whisper. Ethan? He froze. That wasn't possible. He had never said his name out loud in that room. Not once. His hand jerked off the mouse. He paused the audio immediately. Heart pounding. He checked everything. Downloads, processes, network logs. Nothing. No source. No origin. Just the file. He shut down the PC. That should have been the end. It wasn't. At 3:17 a.m., the computer turned itself on. No update screen. No crash recovery. No explanation. Just power. The room glowed faint blue. A second file sat on the desktop. unknown_signal_02.mp4. Ethan didn't move for a full minute. Then he opened it. The video showed a hallway. Long, narrow, dimly lit by flickering fluorescent lights. The camera moved forward slowly. Too slowly. Like someone walking while trying not to be heard. Breathing filled the audio. Ragged. Close. Then the camera turned. And Ethan saw himself, sitting at his desk, watching this exact video, except the version of him in the footage didn't react, didn't blink, didn't breathe the same way. Slowly, that version of Ethan tilted its head toward the camera and smiled. Ethan stepped back from his monitor. He wasn't smiling. The lights in his room shut off instantly. Total darkness. Only the screen remained glowing. From the speakers, the same voice returned, calm, close, almost patient. You finally answered. The video cut to black. A message appeared on the screen. Do not close the signal. Ethan ran, out of his chair, out of his room, into the hallway. His heart was hammering so hard it drowned out everything else. He passed the bathroom mirror and stopped. His reflection was still sitting at the desk, staring at the screen, waiting. And behind the reflection, the computer was still recording.
Story 2. Do not answer the door after 2:13 a.m.
I didn't believe in rules like that. Not the superstition kind. Not the don't whistle at night nonsense my grandma used to warn me about. But the message on my phone changed that. It came from an unknown number at exactly 2:13 a.m. Do not answer the door after 2:13 a.m. No name, no explanation. Just that line. I stared at it for a few seconds, half asleep, thinking it was some kind of prank. Then I deleted it and rolled over. I live alone in a small apartment on the edge of the city. Cheap rent. Thin walls. Flickering hallway light that always makes everything feel slightly wrong. Nothing happened that night. At least, not that I noticed. Night 2. At exactly 2:13 a.m., my phone lit up again. Same message. Do not answer the door after 2:13 a.m. This time I sat up. My first instinct was anger. Some spam number messing with me. Probably a bot. So I did something stupid. I typed back, "Stop texting me, or I'm reporting you." No reply. Just silence. Then, knock, 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 from my front door. I froze. It was soft, careful, almost polite. I didn't move. The knocking stopped. 5 seconds later, my phone buzzed again. "Good." You didn't answer. My throat went dry. I didn't get up. I didn't breathe properly. I just sat there listening to my apartment. Nothing. Until I heard it. A slow, dragging sound outside my door, like fingernails scraping wood. Then it stopped. Night 3. I didn't sleep. I stayed on my couch, lights on, staring at my front door. 2:12 a.m. My phone vibrated in my hand. "It will try again. Do not answer." I whispered to myself. "Answer what?" 2:13 a.m. Knock. This time harder. Knock. 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 The door shook slightly. Then silence. Then a voice. Soft. Familiar. "Hey, it's me." I froze. It sounded like my brother. But my brother lives 3 hours away. The voice spoke again. "Open the door. Something's wrong." My hands were shaking now. I didn't move. My phone buzzed again. "It learns voices. Don't trust it." My stomach dropped. Outside the door, the voice changed. It shifted, like someone trying on different people. "My mom. Let me in." Now my mother's voice. I covered my mouth. Then, my own voice. "I'm you. Open the door." I backed away slowly. The knocking started again. Faster. Angrier. Bang. 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 Then stopped instantly. Silence. My phone lit up one last time. "It knows you're awake now." Night 4. I moved furniture in front of the door. Chair. Table. Everything I could. I didn't care how insane I looked. I just knew I couldn't open it. At 2:10 a.m., my hallway light outside my apartment flickered, then died completely. Darkness swallowed the hallway. 2:12 a.m. Something scratched my door, but this time it wasn't random. It was spelling something. Slowly. Deliberately. I leaned closer without thinking. It was letters. I, M, C, L, O, S. Ah! My blood ran cold. 2:13 a.m. No knock, no voice, just breathing. Right outside the door. Slow, wet, not human. Then my door handle began to turn. Slowly. Despite the lock, despite the furniture, it kept turning. My phone vibrated violently. "Do not open it under any circumstances." The handle stopped. Dead still. For 5 seconds. Then, it spoke through the door. But it wasn't imitating anymore. It was itself. "I already learned your voice." The handle turned again. Night 5. I don't know how I slept, or if I even did, but I woke up on the floor. My barricade was gone. Everything. Gone. The door was slightly open. Just a crack. Cold air poured in. My phone was on the ground. One final message. "You opened it last night." I shook my head violently. No, I didn't. But I couldn't remember. Not clearly. My memory felt blurred, like something had been edited. Then I saw footprints inside my apartment, wet, barefoot, leading from the door to my bedroom. I slowly turned my head. My bedroom door was closed, but I knew something was behind it, waiting. Then my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered before I could think. A voice whispered, "Don't trust what you see." It never left. I dropped the phone. The bedroom door creaked open. Slowly. Final night. I'm writing this now because I don't think I'll get another chance. Whatever it is, it's not outside anymore. It learned how to stay, how to hide, how to sound like me. I can hear it moving inside the apartment. But here's the worst part. Sometimes I hear it whispering, right behind my own voice, copying me perfectly. The hallway light just turned back on. I didn't do it, and I know I didn't fix the wiring. Footsteps are getting closer, from inside the apartment, from every direction. My phone just buzzed again. New message, unknown number. You are the one standing at the door now. I looked at my bedroom mirror, and I saw myself, but I was smiling. And I wasn't. The knocking just started again. 2:13 a.m.
Story 3. The Midnight Bus.
Late buses always felt wrong to Noah Mercer. Not dangerous exactly. Just disconnected. Like the world stopped paying attention after midnight. The city had gone quiet hours ago when he stepped onto the nearly empty Route 11 bus, rainwater dripping from his jacket sleeves. The driver barely looked at him. Noah tapped his transit card. No beep. The screen only flashed. Last stop. That thing broken? Noah asked. The driver said nothing. Just pointed farther down the aisle. Noah sighed and sat near the back. The bus pulled away from the curb with a low, mechanical groan. At first, everything felt normal. Streetlights drifted by. Rain streaked the windows. An old advertisement rattled loosely above the seats. There were 4 other passengers. A woman asleep against the window near the front. A man in a gray coat reading a newspaper. A teenager listening to music loudly enough for Noah to hear the faint hiss of bass. And someone sitting in the very last row. Completely still. Face hidden beneath a hood. Noah checked his phone. 1:13 a.m. No signal. Not unusual underground, except Route 11 never went underground. He frowned and looked outside. The streets looked unfamiliar now. Not wrong. Just empty in a strange way. No parked cars, no stores, no traffic lights changing. The city looked paused. Noah leaned forward. "Hey!" he called toward the driver. "Where are we?" No response. The driver kept both hands locked on the wheel. The woman near the front suddenly spoke without opening her eyes. "He doesn't talk." Noah blinked. "What?" "He never does." Her voice sounded tired, not frightened, like someone repeating a fact they'd accepted a long time ago. The man with the newspaper slowly turned a page. The teenager never looked up from his headphones. The bus continued through the rain. Noah's uneasiness deepened. He stood and walked toward the front. "Look, I think I missed my stop." The driver's reflection stared back at him through the windshield. No eyes, just smooth skin stretched beneath the cap. Noah recoiled instantly. The bus hit a pothole hard enough to shake the seats. When Noah looked again, the reflection appeared normal. Wrinkled face. Heavy eyelids. Human. His pulse hammered. Okay. Tired. Overworked. Seeing things. He backed away slowly and returned to his seat. The hooded passenger in the back was now looking directly at him. Noah was certain of one thing. He had never seen the person move. Not once. Yet somehow they were facing him now. Rain hammered harder against the windows. The teenager abruptly pulled off his headphones. "You shouldn't stand up while it's moving," he muttered. Noah stared at him. "What is this route?" The teenager hesitated, then quietly said, "It's not a route." The lights inside the bus flickered. Outside, the buildings began to change. Noah pressed closer to the window. Every structure looked abandoned now. Dark towers, broken windows, empty intersections swallowed by fog. And every few blocks, people stood motionless on the sidewalks. Not walking, not talking, just watching the bus pass. Noah's stomach tightened. "Okay," he said firmly. "I'm getting off." He marched toward the emergency exit and yanked the handle. It didn't move. He pulled harder. Nothing. The woman near the front finally opened her eyes. "Don't do that." "Why not?" "Because then it notices you." Noah stared at her. "Who notices?" Nobody answered. The bus turned sharply onto a long road lined with dead streetlights. Then it stopped. The doors folded open with a hiss. Cold air drifted inside. No one moved. Outside stood a bus stop Noah had never seen before. No advertisement. No street sign. Only a bench beneath a flickering lamp. And sitting on the bench, another passenger, waiting. The hooded figure in the back stood for the first time. Too tall. His head nearly brushed the ceiling. Noah felt every muscle in his body lock. The figure shuffled forward silently, one slow step at a time. Nobody looked at it. Not the woman, not the teenager, not the man reading the newspaper, like they were pretending not to see. The figure exited the bus. The waiting passenger immediately stood and climbed aboard. A middle-aged man carrying a briefcase, wet from the rain, breathing hard. "Finally," the man muttered. "Thought I missed it." The doors closed. The bus started moving again. The new passenger looked around nervously. "Why is everyone so quiet?" Nobody answered. He sat beside Noah. "You know where this thing's headed?" Noah swallowed. "No." The man laughed weakly. "Great." Noah glanced toward the back row. Empty now, but the seat looked wet, as though something had been sitting there for a very long time. The man loosened his tie. No signal either. Weird. Noah looked at him carefully. "You just got on?" "Yeah? At that stop?" "Of course." Noah hesitated. "How long were you waiting there?" The man frowned. "I don't know. Maybe 20 minutes. The teenager across the aisle quietly whispered. It felt longer than that. The bus lights dimmed. The windows fogged instantly. Then writing slowly appeared across the glass beside Noah. "Not everyone rides twice." Noah shot backward in his seat. "What the hell?" The message vanished as quickly as it came. The man beside him stared at the fogged window. "Did you guys see that?" No one answered. The bus entered a tunnel, except Noah knew there wasn't a tunnel anywhere on Route 11. Darkness swallowed the windows completely. The overhead lights buzzed weakly. And for the first time, the driver spoke. "Next stop." His voice sounded distorted, like multiple people speaking at once beneath deep water. The woman near the front quietly began crying. The teenager stared at the floor. The man with the newspaper folded it carefully and stood. Noah noticed the newspaper's date. October 14th, 1998. 28 years ago. The tunnel ended suddenly. The bus emerged into pale gray daylight. Noah's breath caught. Outside wasn't a city anymore. It looked endless. Flat concrete stretching toward a white horizon. No buildings, no sky. No sun, only bus stops. Hundreds of them, each occupied by silent waiting figures. The bus slowed near one of the stops. The newspaper man stepped toward the exit. Noah grabbed his arm. "Wait, what is this place?" The man looked genuinely surprised, then sad. "You still think you're going home?" The doors opened. The man stepped off. The bus pulled away. Noah turned to the woman. "Tell me what's happening." She wiped her eyes. "This bus takes people who were almost forgotten." "What does that even mean?" She looked out the window. Missing people. Lonely people. People nobody came looking for fast enough. Noah felt cold all over. No, I'm not missing." The teenager finally met his eyes. "You sure?" Noah reached for his phone again. Still no signal. But now there were dozens of missed calls. From his mother, his co-workers, unknown numbers. The timestamps made his stomach drop. Not hours. Days. 5 days. No. His reflection stared back from the black phone screen. Bruised. Blood dried near his hairline. A memory suddenly hit him. Rain. Headlights. Crossing the street after work. Impact. Noah stopped breathing. The woman spoke softly. "Most people don't remember right away." The bus rolled endlessly through the pale world. "Stop After stop after stop. Passengers exiting. New ones entering, all confused, all exhausted, all slowly realizing. Noah looked toward the driver. This time, the rearview mirror reflected no face at all, only darkness. "Can we leave?" Noah whispered. The woman looked at him sadly. "Sometimes." The bus slowed one final time. Outside stood a familiar street. Noah's street. Morning sunlight touched the sidewalks. Police cars lined the curb. People gathered near yellow tape. And there, a crushed bicycle. Noah stood shakily. "That's mine." The doors opened. Warm air drifted inside. For the first time since boarding, the world outside felt alive. The woman smiled faintly. "You remembered." Noah stepped toward the exit, then paused. "What happens if I stay?" Nobody answered. Behind him, the teenager quietly said, "Eventually you stop asking." Noah looked out at the street again, at the people searching, at his mother crying beside an officer, at life continuing without him. Then the driver spoke one final time. "Last stop." Noah stepped off the bus. The doors closed immediately behind him. He turned just in time to see the Route 11 sign flicker once. Then the bus drove away, silently down the street, and vanished into morning traffic like it had never been there at all. My name is... Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and leave a comment. Any respectful feedback or constructive criticism to help me improve future videos would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your support.